Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, will you please lead us in prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have given us. Thank you, Father, for everything that you have bestowed upon Mills County. Thank you for the rain that you have blessed our country with. Guide us and direct us in all your actions today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So welcome, everyone. We have a quorum today. And we're going down to number 2, review and act on minutes of November the 18th and November the 28th of 2022.
You want them, can we approve them together or do you want them separate?
I think we can prove them together, can't we, Sonia? How's that? Sorry. Okay. Any commissioners seeing changes that need to be made on November the 18th or November the 28th on the minutes?
Nobody has any corrections. I move we approve them as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes of November the 18th and November 28th, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Number 3, audience with individuals. The Honorable Ed Smith wants to visit with us on an item, but it's going to wait till number 6. So Ed, will have you speak to us then on number 6. So number 4, review and act on accounts payable. Good morning, County Attorney Hale.
Good morning.
Had a lot of medical examiners.
Was that?
So we had a lot of medical examiner deals this last month.
I think those are related to just last month. I think they got backed up in billing and it was from June to October.
Nobody has any corrections. I'll move we approve the accounts payable.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Guerin. Here, a second. Second by Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Okay, consent agenda. Lots of items in consent agenda. I'll give everybody a chance to go through that.
Again, make notes that on the EMS report, there were several that were over the time limit in Goldblum in the city of. One was over 30 to 59 minutes. That's a long time for the city of Gulfway. So, but also looking at that on that same day, there was 2 out of the going on in the county, so I'm sure it was backed up.
Regarding the EMS, for my information, do we have a yearly contract that we review every year? Commissioner Williams, is it yearly that's done?
It's not yearly. I don't think it was set up for a certain time frame, and it was, and then it comes up this year, I believe, for renewal.
Okay.
And it was nice to see a report from the facilities report to see what's going on there, like there.
Yes, I discussed that with Mr. Guy Burns, and he's gonna have that once a month on the consent. Of course, we got lots of facilities actions going on, don't we, Guy?
What's interesting on that facility report is age is starting to hit up on some of these equipment, so
Yes,
with law enforcement in the courthouse
yes.
and the community center. I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as reported.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Williams.
I'll second it.
We got a second by Commissioner Guerin. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the consent agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Ayes have it. Moving on to action agenda, consider, number 5, consider an act on burn ban. I contacted our 4 fire chiefs this morning to get their inputs. All 4 in agreement. We don't need to do anything with it. Mullen had over an inch of rain north of Mullen Saturday. The chance of rain for the next 2 days is a good chance, drizzle and whatnot. And I don't feel, well, we'll discuss with the commissioners. I will go down the line. Commissioner Wright, any comments on that?
No problem.
Commissioner Guerin,
I think we're good.
Okay.
Commissioner Parton, Commissioner Williams?
I say we don't do any action.
Okay, so there's nothing we need to do on that, correct? We can move on to number 6. Consider an act on line item and transfer. Honorable Ed Smith, would you like to come up and speak to us on that item? Good morning, Ed. How are you?
I think it's on.
It's okay, it looks like it's on. Wanted to start with a little history lesson, but a closure that my memory is not what it used to be, and so everything I'm talking about is 4 to 6 months ago, and so and first fact checking. Let's start with the Texas tax code for references the creation of appraisal districts and provides that the cost of the appraisal district, or the budget of it, is apportioned back to the taxing entities in the district. And so that's a legal obligation to do it and for the entities to pay for it. Now, we get reports annually for that application. The reports, however, give 2 bills to Mills County, one for the entity of the county and one for Road Ridge, which isn't a legal entity, but is a tax. So in effect, Mills County levies 2 components of the tax, but the appraisal district percentage billing or allocation on 2 pieces. I went back and looked at our budget online and found the Mills County portion was part of the budget. Can't find the Road and Ridge portion. Doesn't mean it's not there. It just means I don't remember where it is, and or I can't find it, or I missed it. Want to explain that in the county outside is the county judge is the budget office. Now that's a good responsibility. There are lots of people involved, ranging from Doris Miles to the appraisal district, to the treasurer, to the entirety of the commission's court and the general public. I mean, it's a involved process with a lot of people, but the buck stops with the county judge. And as the county judge at the time, I just want to tell you guys that I can't remember what I did with it. I can't, not money we're talking about here, the allocation, and I can't find it in the budget. That being said, there's surplus taxes, there's money there. It is an expense of collecting taxes. It is, so it's an expense of collecting the road and bridge taxes that's allocated back to us. Also coming out in the appraisal district and payments and contingency fund, from memory, it's around $80,000. The justification, was always, well, if we ever have a problem with the entity, we need to have money available. Of that $80,000, roughly 30% of the appraisal district, from memory, is Mills County taxes. So there's money in different places. I just wanted to give you guys some background and say ultimately, this looks like an oversight that I made. And I'm gonna take responsibility for it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Ed. Any questions, comments? Summer, do you have anything to add?
I have a question. What do we need to do about it?
Yeah.
For the help of all of them.
Which is,
That work, we need to, the budget.
no, that's 521, plus what we're going to do, plus the sign against the side article.
So it doesn't quite meet the emergency line, budget amendment type stuff, so we do have money set aside in the road and bridge for equipment, so we were just gonna use it.
Are we gonna have to do that every time we do something?
No, just this time, just a one-time deal.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
Well, all the bills paid?
Second person voicing this. It's what I thought was allocated as an national issue, so that's how this was brought to light.
Okay.
And we're not just passing this one line on, that also has a line from transfer. I don't know if it's in the packet, it should be. Jason, yours might not be the only one that doesn't have one, but it's for $1,500 for schools and training. And Jet has requested me to that line from his office supplies to his school and training to cover his school in January.
Okay. Questions?
Do we need to do those separate?
Do we do them separate? Can we do this all together as a line?
I will do them separate. I think so.
Okay.
Sure.
Discuss them separate, I guess.
Well, I'll start off with I'll make a motion on the appraisal transfer of the funds. And what was the figure again, son? $33,275. I'll make a motion on that.
I'll second.
We got a motion by me and a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the judge's line item request.
we got a motion by Commissioner Williams.
I'll second it.
Got a second by Commissioner Guerin. Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor on that line item transfer of $1,500 from the office supplies to the judge's travel for seminars and whatnot, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Number 7, consider and act on approving surety bonds for re-elected county officials. This will include Justice of the Peace Kimberly Avance, County District Clerk Sonia Scott, Commissioner Jason Williams. I believe this is done what, Sonia, once every 4 years on these?
On the same cycle, or just turn mine's different. So even though I'm taking all this.
Okay. Discussion, commissioners, comments? I'll make a motion. We approve these surety bonds for those 3 I just mentioned.
I'll second it.
We got a motion by me, a second by Commissioner Gearing. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 8, consider and act on approving surety bonds for county employees. This includes Deputy Clerk Julie Fincher, Joy Now, Deputy John Fincher, Deputy James Purcell, Deputy Zachary Sandlin, Deputy Caleb Hobson, and Deputy Bruce Malloy. And I'm guessing these are yearly. These surety bonds are yearly.
I'll move, we approve them.
We got a motion by Commissioner Gearing,
Second.
second by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion on these surety bonds? All those in favor of approving the surety bonds for these county employees, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 9, consider and approve the county public fund investment policy. Somewhere I'll read that part on back for the record. this is in everyone's package. This is to be adopted by resolution at least annually. And what this states, the Mills County Investment Committee, the Commissioners Court shall appoint a committee to advise the court and the Mills County Treasurer on investment policy. The committee shall be comprised of the county judge, senior commissioner, county clerk, and 2 or more appointees from the populace of Mills County with a strong financial background. The county treasurer will serve as the chairman of the investment committee. Summary, anything we need to add to that?
Again, this is something that you know, that's like that, but it's also something that the police can do out for you. The project where you want to be, which always be in next week's packet.
So is it up in January or is it up in
It's up in, it's.
March or April, isn't it?
8/30, but by statute, you have to award a new depository contract 60 days before your old depository contract is up. So we definitely have to decide this by March 1st, so I have a timeline schedule that you're feeding back, and I think it's gonna go on February 27th. after we get our bids in.
Okay,
So there's no big changes in this, other than we're gonna have to appoint 2 new
public?
community.
when do we appoint them?
After I get past this depository bank contract. This next week, I'll probably work on, have 1 person committed, that another person will next.
Okay, so you'll come back to us with those 2 names, okay?
I make a motion that we approve the county's public fund investment policy that as presented.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Williams.
I'll second it.
We got a second by Commissioner Guerin to approve the county's public investment policy. All those, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, number 10, consider an act on Microsoft and email licensing. Commissioner Williams, you want to start off on this?
Well, I think if everybody remembers, this was brought up last Commissioner's Court and was presented to us by Mr. Goldsmith Solutions and Sam Goldsmith. The judge and I had a conference team meeting online last Friday with TAC, which was very interesting. Yes, so I guess if in your packet, if you'll go to that last page on that Goldsmith Solution. And they were making, Goldsmith was offering email backups, secure link and office applications, hosting, and then that monthly cost would be $930. My big question to TAC was, do you not do backups? And they do not, but you can do backups for a fee. And so basically what I'm saying is comparing apples to apples is if you go to the front page and there's the apples to apples, but they're wanting to add the backlink, the secure link in the office procedures.
And what the net difference was roughly $600,
Yeah.
correct? We're paying roughly $300 with TAC right now, and their proposal is like $930, whatever. So it's about $600 extra increase per month.
Now, TAC is willing to pick up the backups and the security that is presented here from Goldsmith. And TAC can do that too, and it's for an extra $300. So it would still be a savings staying with TAC to go $300.
Yes.
Now they didn't give us an actual in stone figure on price on that, but to stay with TAC as it is. They can also do the streamlining of our domain if we want to do that. It's just a little legwork on our side that we'll have to do, but they can do all that streamlining there. So where it was talking about the domain being co.mills.tx.us, and we wanted to do it to millscounty.org is what Goldsmith presented. TAC is recommending that you don't do .org, you do .gov. Because gov is more protective and it's better for government businesses.
Yes, and they also, if I interrupt you a second, Jason, they also, there's been some pushback from some of our county offices that do not want to change their domain name where it's co.mills.tx. And, but TAC, again, on our conference call said they could still have those old domain names, even if we go to .gov. Correct, Mr. Williams?
Yes, and just like Goldsmith told us, if you do switch over to .gov, all your old emails still come to you. So you don't have to change. You don't have to run out and get new business cards or anything like that. So for all the selected officials, you'd still get all your information and it wouldn't change that. You wouldn't be losing that.
Yes.
So on the licensing issues, that was the big one that we would have to work on. And TAC will go in there and do that. And help us out on that. And yes, right now, all of that is, so that's where the Goldsmith on Microsoft licensing is way I got it, is the best thing that Goldsmith has given us. Now, he said that Sam was telling us that you had to go in and get written authorization to change and do different things with the Microsoft licensing. Goldsmith Solutions is approved by TAC already, so they don't have to do the paperwork side. Theirs is just on the computer, it's a click and drag. And so they're already approved from TAC. Is that right? That way,
I think that's well understood.
and so they don't have to go through that. It may be an extra day or whatever, but it's not like the paper trail that everybody else has to do, because Goldsmith Solutions has been approved by Texas Association of Counties to do that. So, yes, there is still that issue on the Microsoft, but on the other side of that, it might prolong an extra day or so for Goldsmith to do their solution.
Okay.
But anyway, that's the presentation that we got out of it. I mean, we can, if we want to still go with Goldsmith, we can do all that. We don't have to. And as you can see, Goldsmith also has a one-time $1,150 down there on that cost line. You don't have that with TAC. You save that money right there too.
Questions, gentlemen? Discussion?
I think Jason pretty well covered it.
Yeah. It can get complicated, some of this stuff. Good job, Mr. Williams.
They had a guy, Matt, I can't remember Matt's last name, but he's a computer expert geek or whatever you want to say it, but he said that he can help us out on lots of stuff, especially if we want to do the domain change, that if we want to do that going forward.
Summer, what was the time dates on this email licensing? I can't remember. Jason, do you remember when that needs to be done by? Oh, there's not a date on Microsoft licensing. There's no dates.
Well, no, on Microsoft. Yeah.
Go out on the internet, Microsoft, and buy licenses, whatever level you're willing to pay for your office, and that's the issue. We don't all have the same level of capability to do things, and that's what we're trying to clean up and be able to do. I'd like to be able to do a lot of things that Jack can do in her office, just,
Yes.
I don't have that license anymore.
So my recommendation, if I had to do anything, I would go with Goldsmith and do the Microsoft licensing. That's the only thing that I saw. And if we want to do the backup and the storage and the secure link, we just stay with TAC
Okay.
and let TAC do that. But I mean, again, we can reach out and see what some more.
I think it's on that list that we're going to be back in everything else to our new server, so to speak. We'd have it all in one place, so one person to access that server and pull that information.
Commissioner Williams, I agree with your assessment there. Do you want to make an emotion?
Well, before I made a motion, I'd really like to see an official, price, request or from TAC.
Okay.
You know, they just said it would be somewhere around 300. We
Okay,
don't have an official number. And again, so if you want to compare apples to apples, we need to have same apples to apples.
okay,
But I mean, that's just me. I mean, I don't think we have to jump through hoops right now. As Sam told us that this is just something that's coming up on the radar.
okay,
It would speed up the process. It's not like we have to decide today. I know that some of us feel that technology's taken over the world but I don't know how to say this, but I think it's here. We either got to jump on board or not. And, I mean,
am I hearing you saying you may want to table this to another day?
well, I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever this Commissioner Sport wants to do. I can see how it would speed up Goldsmith Solutions performance.
Uh-huh.
And I can see how it'll help on their side of it. But the thing that I don't like is that it's an extra $600 that we did not budget for.
Yes,
And if we're gonna do that, then maybe we need to be waiting for the next budget cycle to increase that.
Can I make a statement?
Yes, yes,
So
ma'am. Go for it.
that money is. Some of the things that we budgeted for at the end of the cycle last year, like we paid $40,000 in cabling that we weren't expecting to pay. We have the money to do it.
So the money's there. is what-
$3,000.
discussion, gentlemen, any other questions, discussion? So am I hearing correctly, Commissioner Williams, we're thinking about tabling this for another time, get some more figures in?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all want, I mean, we go ahead and get the
Yeah.
total numbers to compare from
Well, I think there's,
TAC, and then can put them on a spreadsheet, compare the two, and then we can make a decision there.
I think that's the best way to approach it. I'm gonna make a motion that we table this, get a few more figures in from TAC. I think we got the figures in from Goldsmith and readdress this at another commissioner's court date. So I'll make a motion that we table this for a future date, number 10, regarding the Microsoft and the email licensing.
I'll second that with the stipulation, do a spreadsheet like Jason's talking about, where it's easier
Yes,
to compare.
yes. Okay. I made a motion to table this. It's seconded by Commissioner Williams. Any other discussion? All those in favor of tabling the Microsoft email licensing, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None opposed. Okay. Number 11, consider an act on appointed,
Two seconds.
well, I made a motion, Jed seconded.
Yeah,
Yes. Got it, Sonia? Okay. Moving on, consider an act, number 11, consider an act on appointing elected office to the Hill Country Action Association Executive Board. Commissioner Williams, I believe you were on this board?
Yeah, I am actually still on this board, but I would like to step down from this board. When I got on this board, it's the judges that are usually on the executive board, and at that time, when I got on, the judge wasn't attending those meetings. And so I've been doing it for about 12 years now, and I'd like to step down from that. And I think Judge Johnson, you said you would be
Yes.
on that. So
I have told Commissioner Williams that I would take his spot on the Hill Country Action Executive Board.
I make a motion that we appoint Judge Johnson to be on the Hill Country Community Action Executive Board.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Commissioner Williams, a second by Commissioner Guerin. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? I can vote for myself, correct on that
Yeah.
deal. Okay. Okay. Number 12, discussion and presentation from Ryan Share. Is that how I pronounce it? From Way Service on Courthouse HVAC control system. Good morning, Ryan. How are you today? Yeah, come up here, Ryan, and speak there.
You gotta kind of get it right up so close to.
Yeah, speaking in the mic there.
Can I just.
Yeah, sure.
You do whatever you need to. You take it off and hold it if you want.
I'm not
Not gonna sing
that,
one.
it's out yet.
Yeah, okay.
So this morning, I'm here to present, or actually to propose a solution to a problem that I've been discussing with Mr. Burns about. The existing control system that operates the AC equipment in this very building, it operates on a software platform that is now obsolete. That software did its job for over 25 years. And it still works, but the factory sent out a memo about a year ago advising that Microsoft and Microsoft's updates have caused that software not to work. I don't know whether it's just, so no longer supported by the factory. So I'm proposing 2 software replacement solutions from the factory. And both options have the pros and cons so that facility maintenance can continue to control the equipment and manage comfort and energy efficiency.
And I think I'll add a little bit too. So what a lot of the issue is, every so often, every week, a guy burns on his computer, and all these are run by computers, is getting, you need to update your new Microsoft license, correct, or agreement. That's what it's saying, Guy.
Well, actually, we're replacing the software with new software.
Yeah, but, and we're not doing that. And the problem is, if I'm understanding this correctly, it may just shut down. And the issue would be, if it does shut down, then Guy would have to individually go control each room in this courthouse, correct, Guy?
Yes, sir. First, we would have to call in the company to come in and reset the system, take everything offline so that we can control it individually, thermostat by thermostat, because right now the whole building is connected. And
There's 17 AC units.
There's what now?
There's 17 AC units that operate comfort in this building. It'd be awfully cumbersome if each of those ran what we call standalone or independently. A control system allows the units to operate in the most nominal manner, and they can be controlled. Both of the solutions that I present offer that system to be pulled up on any device that has internet connection.
Okay.
So Mr. Burns can operate the system in Juneau, Alaska, if you happen to be there.
Sure.
And without that, you just kind of have units perhaps fighting each other, running wild. That answers your question.
Okay. And I think you need to give us a monetary figure on some of these things too. You have those figures?
Yes, sir. We do it all now and just get it done. That's $60,650. And then I also come with option 2, which is a more phased approach, which replaces only what's called the front end. Whenever you're ready for that, that's $33,000. That would be just the front end, the part that the user pulls up on a laptop, smartphone, what have you, any smart device, and to control the equipment. The back end would be the controls hardware that is actually installed and operates every individual AC piece of equipment. Option 2, it used to be the front end now. The back end keeps on running just until it naturally falls out. And then those pieces, those pieces of hardware just get replaced as needed. Yes, sir. So you can see that every one is a different type of buyer. It's probably 50-50. I got some clients that just want to get it all done and get the training done and just
Yeah.
So
not ever think about it again. And then there's others that just for whatever reason, they like to do it front end and then just piece by piece.
if you do the all in right now, is there a warranty on this or is it a lifetime warranty or no?
There's not a lifetime warranty, but there is a 1-year warranty on the workmanship. And yeah, and the hardware is actually 7.
What's interesting is when we rebuilt the courthouse, Gerald was this. When we rebuilt the courthouse, it had to go back to the original. And now we're talking about technology ruining the building, so. You know that wasn't original, right, Dale?
Yeah.
Well, we can fire up the boiler and open the windows.
I guess. The boiler's not there anymore.
This courthouse was designed for good airflow.
It's just those cold days. I hope we don't have zero weather here sometime. Now, one issue, of course, if you mentioned the $60,000 issue, we would have to do a request for bid on that. Correct?
So I was advised that. Yes, sir.
Yes. If we did go with the 60,000.
Are y'all a member of any buy boards or anything like that?
We are. Tips.
So if they're a part of CHIPS, they're already pre-approved.
Okay, so we would have to do a request for bid.
Well, you still got to do a request for bids, but you do it on CHIPS.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
or you do it on the buy board.
okay.
Option there.
The thermostats in these buildings cannot be set.
They can, but you're gonna have like 17 independent systems, more or less. So your T-stats can be set, say, let's just lock that 75 and just make sure no one, people follow the rules and never go and change anything, right? You could do that. You also wouldn't be able to handle scheduling. And so your energy usage might not be what it should be with that control system. We're gonna find the optimum right now.
Like weekends, is that what you're talking about?
Correct. So you have the risk of having to monitor 17 different units, plus Mr. Burns couldn't do that from where the office is from. He's on the road. You'd have to drive here basically and go to every unit and ascertain out of 17 which unit actually was non-functional.
It wouldn't be as energy efficient, what you're saying. Our
That's
electric
one of
bill,
those-
yeah.
A lot of it is comfort. That's usually what. Comfort, energy usage, convenience. A control system, especially the modern ones, they also do quite a bit of diagnosis. It offers training information on the AC units for your capital budgeting, so you can tell, and I brought my control engineer, he probably speak on that point, but you can start to tell from trending which units might be at end of life, for example. There's also alarming that facility personnel would be triggered if there was a problem. And in short, it's a proactive approach to trying to manage your facility rather than responding just to problems and public complaints and stuff like that.
And again, we're not doing the software update yet because it can't do the update, correct?
I advise them not to
Not to.
accept the Microsoft update,
Uh-huh.
just in case
It could shut it all down.
it should.
Okay.
It could. Yes, sir.
Mr. Burns got something to say. Go ahead, guy.
I have a notification on my laptop right now, the Windows upgrade is due, I keep snoozing it, because I'm upgrade. Can they do that? Okay. I'll just.
Okay. Gentlemen, comments, questions?
This is just a discussion item, isn't it?
Yes.
But there are 2 options. You want the second option, yes.
Or a third option, not to do anything.
Third option, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, No one dies, no one gets hurt.
Right now, it is working. Right now, it is all working.
Right now, it is working, and it's what facility personnel are used to. You know, so option 3, do nothing, you know, it would take away something they've had for 15 years. But no
And we've
one
had,
dies.
this system's been in operation, what, since the renovation, 12 years, 13,
Yeah.
About 14,
14,
years.
14, 15 years? Okay.
What's the lifespan of you said 25 earlier, is that what that was
So-
of this system is 25 years?
Yes, which we're very proud of, and I can answer that 2 ways. That the current software platform, it was first created in the early 90s. Now, that's not when the innovation happened here.
Right.
This happened like in 2005 or something. So the hardware itself, so we're talking like the controller that you can hold and it gets installed and wired to the units. It's a 100% American-made control product, which we're really proud of. And we remove working controllers that are over 20 years old, sometimes 25 years old. We're very proud of that, which, you know, if I could direct you to option 2, if you just want to do the front end now and get all the use, perhaps, of the existing controllers, option 2 would allow that. Because only the front end would be replaced, only what is the gremlin would be killed with option 2. You leave the downstream devices in place. Look, I can't guarantee it, but you might get an extra 10 years out of every single one of the devices. As they fall out, though, Mr. Burns would, you know, hey Ron, if unit AHU12, that's not talking. Probably mean after 17, 18, 19 years, and that controller is just dead and not working. We can replace it, get on, you know, get onto the graphics, just like all the other units. I hope that went too word. That
was answered.
And Guy, how often do we have replaced compressors and things in the courthouse? Well, there's 16 units, you said. How many units are there?
17.
17 units. I mean, I'm sure your yearly maintenance fee, we have several.
I'm proud to say we hardly ever get emergency calls out here.
Well, good.
Things are probably it's good.
Okay,
In 3 years, I've had a problem.
okay. But they are getting old.
They are.
Yeah.
H14 is something to start to consider. I'm just never going to say that, oh, you got an option 1 or else you're just going to.
Sure.
But now, this is not talking about replacing units.
I'm sorry.
This is
No,
not
no,
talking
no,
about
no.
replacing units.
Just the control hardware that control that.
Yes,
This.
not the
Compressors.
compressors and stuff.
So I'm looking at this while I'm here. We've got basically 3 options. So we can do nothing. We can do the front end, as you call it, for 33,000,
Yes.
or we can do a complete upgrade for 60,000 and some change, correct?
And just be done with this.
Okay.
And we can also offer, we're here, we're prepared to show like a 5-10 minute demo if you would like to see it.
After court,
Yes, sir. If you got it. Just about it all.
we always have time and never do anything, do we guys? I appreciate your presentation.
Yes, sir.
You know, the discussion, gentlemen? No comments? I'm hearing just basically,
Have we checked with anybody else on that?
No.
I don't know, have we, Guy? I mean, they've always done the service work for us.
This is the company that installed it, and they did the renovation, so I've never gone outside of that on any maintenance or anything, any issues that come up. Call them, they also provided training a couple of years ago, when they did an upgrade. Windows 7 to Windows 10. They came and did the upgrade on the laptop, which we dodged the bullet on that one because it could have knocked it off then because
It could have been a lot worse.
the software was old.
Okay,
I have not been outside.
Well, if we go the 60 route, you'll have to put it up for bids.
Sure,
You'll have to
sure.
get other people to do that. So
Okay,
it's whatever this court wants to do, I guess.
sure. Any other questions or anything?
But if we do the 60, that's not budgeted, correct? And the 30 is not budgeted, so. Yeah. Yeah. So it'll definitely be a budget concept.
I feel like we need to do this, but I'm leaning towards just waiting to the next budget cycle and just cross our fingers and hope we make this through. I don't
I think
know.
we can definitely relook at this in the spring.
Yeah. And I don't know if we need to table this or what, just discussion. Yeah. All right, but Ryan, we appreciate you coming up here from Austin or Waco. Where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Austin, my mom's from Coleman, so I know the area
Oh.
well.
Coleman Blue Cat. All right.
I will see, that's right.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate you coming up and we'll be getting back in touch
Oh,
with
did
you.
they? Well, I heard there's waste of time. And great job on the Christmas lights. That's
Oh,
what-
thank you.
That's what I really like to see.
Yeah. Dale did all that himself. So
Oh, yeah.
thanks. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. 13, consider an act on old EMS building. Well, I was at a judge's conference. Commissioner Guerin was at the public auction and we had no sale. No one was there. Commissioner
Yeah,
Guerin,
well,
well, you were there.
Summer was
The
there.
summer was there.
Somebody was there.
We had no buyers with the
Oh, that's
minimum
what
bid.
should be.
Yeah, excuse me. We had no buyers, minimum bid.
No, sir. Evidently, at this present time, there's nobody interested in that building.
Well, then I
So.
don't know if we need a motion, but I just think we hold on to it for a while.
I
We
think
don't have any,
if
we
you
don't
set
have
on
to do a
it, so-
fire sale. We don't have to get rid of it and.
The economy kind of turns around, straight
Settle.
up.
I'm thinking the same way, just to hold off and wait till after the first year, maybe things improve, go from there. I'll make a motion that we table this for a later date, date to be determined in the future. And we just look at it maybe in next year sometime.
Yeah,
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second that one.
Got a motion, second, any other discussion on the old EMS building? All those in favor of tabling this for a later date in the spring, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, consider an act on new EMS building. Guy left me a report I'll read for the record. So concrete crew has set forms and dug footers. Electrician and plumber will rough in Wednesday and Thursday this week. Concrete crew will install rebar Wednesday. Next week, December 21st, and pour slab, weather permitting. Building will be delivered ahead of schedule. Should arrive December 21st. Framing crew will begin construction after the 1st of January 2023. This is reported by Guy Burns, our facilities manager.
Good news.
Any other comments anybody wants to add? Guy, anything else I need to add to this? Any other questions, discussion, gentlemen? Okay, well, it's proceeding in good order, so sounds good. All right. So there's nothing we need to do on that. So we'll skip on down to number 15. Presentation to Commissioner Ed Guerin. As you know, Commissioner Guerin is retiring and in the year. For 12 years, he's done his civic duty for Mills County, managed our county budget, maintained our county roads. During his term as commissioner, he has dealt with several wind turbine projects in his precinct, which caused numerous road issues. And also dealt with one of the worst wildfires we had in our county last year. Commissioner Guerin, like all other commissioners, are at times on call 24/7, battling wildfires, floods, and storms, maintaining our roads to be safe. So on behalf of the Commissioners Court and all the employees, we want to wish Commissioner Guerin a happy and healthy retirement when his term ends at the end of the year. And I know that he will continue his civic duty by being on a couple of boards and stay busy ranching. So Commissioner Guerin, we present you with this flag that's flown at our state capitol and certificate. We appreciate your service. And any comments or statements you want to say, Commissioner Guerin, let me get this to you if I can pick it up. It's pretty heavy. So I hope I'll try not to crack it.
Stand up there, Jed.
Yeah, stand up here. So I'm going to present you this flag, Commissioner Guerin. So here's the flag that flew at the state capitol.
Thank you, thank you.
And here is a certificate from the state of Texas House of Representatives. Just stating the flag was flown at the state of Texas on this date. And again, Commissioner Guerin, we appreciate your service for what, 12 years, correct?
We appreciate you all.
Can you tell any stories over those 12 years?
Their patience, patience putting up with me.
Well,
For sure. And I wish everybody in the county was as good as you guys are.
Well, I want to say thank you because, man, you kind of been a rock there and know everybody and we're gonna miss that knowledge that you have brought toward the commission's court. You helped me out a lot when I first got here. So,
If I ever decide to come again, I'm gonna change my campaign.
what's that?
I ain't gonna bathe, I'm gonna let the crack of my butt hang out when I campaign.
all right.
Well,
Well,
like I say, when I first started, we kind of 2 weeks in the deal, all of my hands were out with COVID. I'm like, what the heck now? And we got behind and Jed sent his guys over to help me. And he's helped me all the time, so I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sheriff.
well, I'll reiterate that, Jed's helped me quite a bit on, issues and, helping us out throughout the county, sharing your equipment. And, look forward to staying in touch with you for many, many years. So always come by and see us and visit, Jed.
Anytime I can help you guys, just holler.
I'm sure there will be.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
All right. Any other question or, discussion with Mr. Guerin? Well, thank you, Jed. Good luck on your retirement.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, Commissioners' request and reports, number 16, Commissioner Wright.
I want to thank Guy for getting the lights going over here to senior citizens, and we've been blading a few roads, and that's about all I have.
And Commissioner Guerin.
Dale and I met with Blue Bonnet, Swift Current, whatever it was, Thursday. And they assured us that they're gonna do what they're supposed to do with the roads.
Okay.
Now, whether they do or not, I don't know, but they assured us they would.
Okay.
We got that, hopefully taken care of. I think they came to the realization that, we weren't gonna cut much slack.
Okay.
And they wanted to know how to tell, what did that one guy say, how can we tell where the bad spots are? And I told him, I said, it's easy. Just get to 90 mile an hour. If it's rough, mark it and fix it.
Yeah.
It's a county road, nobody drives 90, you want to bet?
Yeah.
There's 2 people drive 90 mile an hour on that road. And they don't care if you're in the way or not.
Hmm.
And so they finally decided maybe they need to do a little work on the goddamn road. Then we're working on roads, hauling material, putting in 10 horns, first one thing, another, just trying to get caught up. So that's all we got going.
Okay. Commissioner Parton.
We've been working on some roads, we got all our other projects, got some 10 horns we need to try to get put in before the end of the year. I guess me and Jason went to some schooling last Wednesday, I think it was, out at San Angelo. It was informative, so, down to one hand for the rest of the year, trying to, got applications out there. Need people breaking the door down to get a job, that's for sure. So just keep going.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Commissioner Williams.
It was interesting to add on what Dale said when we were at that training. They said that a lot of the counties are having employee problems, they're not beating at the doors to get there, so. Dale and Mike aren't the only two dealing with that. Bladed, the county roads in the Big Valley area, also bladed County Road 531. And we've been retopping and reworking the road on 527, over there close to, Smoky Bin Ranch there. Also let you know that we're going to the MCAD meeting tomorrow night, board meeting. And that'll be a good, interesting meeting because, looks like there's some movement on the Encore issue, Judge Smith. That happened, 2 years ago, so, it finally got to see a judge, so.
I saw that. It's a sizable amount of money.
Sizable amount of money, so it'll affect us in the county
Good.
quite a bit. So, summer, that'd be makes coming to you too.
Yeah, the field will sit back down to the crowd.
I know, but I mean, it's all gonna come back, but hopefully that money's gonna come back to us pretty quick. I know.
It's not the money.
Yeah. It's just irritating that, they can prolong that for so long. If everybody in the county started protesting their taxes, can you imagine how long that would take? It'd shut the county down and shut the school districts down and shut everybody down. The money that they've held on to Encore, they've made up nearly in interest.
Are they gonna go ahead and pay it?
I don't know.
You
I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find out all the details tonight or tomorrow night. The lawyer's gonna make a presentation tomorrow night, so. Find out what the next steps are and where we're gonna go.
I've had some input for some guys on some other appraisal districts in different counties that we never collected down on.
So,
Number 17, county judges reports. I'm still looking at grants to bring to the commissioners court sometime in the future. LCRA was here last week, brought grant money to the American Legion Hall and also to Gulf Lake baseball field. So thanks to those grant writers who pursued that, and thanks to the LCRA. Christmas lights, everybody's done the work. Guy, all these other people, we've had tons of volunteers for our courthouse grounds. Thank you. I keep getting compliments from everybody about how nice the courthouse looks, the grounds look, the park, and it takes a lot of Mills County volunteers to do that. And that's all I got. And Merry Christmas, everybody. It's coming up soon. So that's all I got for judge's report.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We're done.